Hey there, how's it going? It's Max Nazir from Fit to the Max Roswell. You're watching the Fit to the Max TV. We're here with a very special guest. So I'm on location with a very special guest. We're here with Dr. Richard Kaufman from Ankle and Foot Centers of Georgia, hit the Roswell branch. Dr. Kaufman, how you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We met. We met at the finish line of the Youth Day 5K, right?
We did.
Yeah,
Had a
absolutely.
great time.
Absolutely. And I saw you there, and you were just, really just very helpful, and you were giving people a lot of information and really helping people with their issues. So it seemed like it was just a symbiotic relationship. So I'm glad to be here with you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're always looking for different ways that we can work with, different professionals in the community who have a heart to serve. So just tell people more about, who you are, where you're from, and how you got into, this crazy industry here.
Sure. So yeah, I'm Dr. Richard Kaufman, podiatrist here in Roswell. I grew up in Boston. Wife's from Roswell, so we moved down here. Did all my training in Philly. So had a stint of very long time in Philly, and then
Temple University, right?
Temple University,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Temple University, and then I did my residency at Drexel University. So I was in Philly for 8-ish years or so, and then we moved down here. Live in Alpharetta, work in Roswell, so next door, and I've been here for 2-ish years or so now. Love helping the community. At the finish line, I'm a big runner myself.
Oh,
So,
yes.
One of the reasons why I got into this field was I love working with athletes and active people. That's not all I see. I do everything foot and ankle related, and leg related. If you have any issue at all, I can definitely help you out. Anything from as simple to an ingrown toenail to as complicated as a fracture. I can treat everything here, between here and the hospital. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I know that you not only do you spend time here, but you also double some time in Buckhead as well, where you do procedures and surgeries as well, right?
Yeah, so I work as well at Piedmont, Atlanta. So I'm there every Friday and every other Wednesday. I spend a lot of time between there and here, and I'm a Piedmont affiliated clinician, so that actually works really well with a lot of insurance plans because it's really easy, if you're on the Piedmont system to get you in. If you're not, I can still get you in, but just speeds the process up a little bit. But we'll do stuff here, do stuff down there, and do my best to get around and help people out. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know for us, we work with a lot of people who have injuries. So I think for me, talking to you, I was able to learn a lot in terms of the type of people you work with from a position of working with the ankles and the feet.
Yeah.
So if you could kind of share with people a little bit more about what type of issues do you really help people with,
Sure.
or what problem do you solve?
Yeah. So I definitely do work a lot with injuries and stuff like that, but that's not it. A lot of it's actually preventative care. So you come in here so you don't get an injury in the future, right? So work with different people, for example, if someone comes in with heel pain, whether or not it's traumatic or not, that's very common. Treat a lot of plantar fasciitis, bunions, neuromas, hammer toes, flat feet. Or really high arch feet. As far as working with runners and stuff like that, or athletes and stuff like that. I make a lot of orthotics. Orthotics are really good as preventative care because if you get a nice pair of orthotics, the majority of the time you don't end up getting the issues which need something like surgery to fix because those help really
and I think that's where we connect.
Out.
And that's where we connect as well because I grew up and I started out as a runner myself.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things for a runner is their feet and being able to take care of it. So any blister, any bunions, and hammer toes, and nails and things like that. All those things can really affect your performance, or even not having the right shoe or not being placed with the right orthotics.
No, for sure. And it's and just talking about runners. If you are a runner, it's definitely important that you come in. I know as being a runner myself that you try to power through everything without going to see the doctor.
Guilty.
Yeah, exactly, right. So, but it's if you do come in, I can definitely help you out and get you running even better than you already are. I definitely and definitely be able to help you out. We see everybody here, and it's not just athletes or whatever. I mean, I work with all types of patients. If you have diabetes or vascular disease, I see a lot of patients with that as well. And it's very important for them to go to the podiatrist, or those patients go to the podiatrist to really make sure that some of the issues that can develop and some of those diseases don't get out of control. So, that's kind of the whole preventative care side of things that I do. And I do a lot of that, but then if you do have an injury, I'm board certified in foot and ankle surgery, so I do that whole gamut of care as well. I work at Piedmont, so I do a lot of that down there, but I also work at a surgery center in Marietta, so I try to have different spots for my patients to go to accommodate them as best as I can.
Well, definitely makes it a lot very convenient. So if someone works or lives in a different part of town, then they can still come see you if they're in Buckhead or Marietta or if they're in Alpharetta, they can come on down. So that's pretty cool. So so I think for an athlete, I think it just you don't have to think twice. It just makes sense to to come and to see a professional like yourself.
Sure.
So for that everyday person who maybe they have a sore foot or just their heel hurts or when they're working out they're having like those foot issues. I think the thing I really appreciate coming in here is that it's a very warm environment. I met Grace and some other people here, and it was just it's easy. It was just really easy. So for someone like that, help them to understand why it's important to be able to see someone like you to manage their pain.
Sure. So I mean, probably, we talked about this a little bit, probably one of the most common things I see just for, non-athletes, just average run-of-the-mill person, is heel pain, right? So people get heel pain, also known as, the majority of the time known as plantar fasciitis. If you have either a flatter foot type or a higher arch foot type. And if you have one of those foot types, which the majority of people do, 40 some odd % will get plantar fasciitis at some point in time.
Right.
So if you come in to see me when it's just kind of getting started, I can get you set on a really nice stretching routine, which will kind of kick it in the butt before it really gets out of control.
Get ahead of it, right?
Yeah, get ahead of it. And if you wait, which I guess most people do. Honestly, I probably would myself because most people don't see the doctor until it's really, really hurting. Then I still can fix you without a doubt, but then I have to do stuff like giving you shots and stuff like that. So if you can avoid a shot in the foot,
get in early.
Get in early. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's really cool. That is really cool, and I think that's awesome that you're able to help people in that space because I think there are two type of pains that's just really hard to get around no matter who you are. I feel like if you have back pain, it's hard to do anything.
Oh, sure.
And then foot pain because we're on our feet all the time, every day, and we're walking around, and we need our feet to be able to get us around, and we definitely need our feet to be healthy and well.
Oh yeah.
Would you agree? And I mean, I've heard this before, but would you agree that healthy feet leads towards a healthy body?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I definitely appreciate, a lot of my patients appreciate, is that when your feet hurt, everything hurts, right? So it's really, I definitely would agree with healthy feet, healthy body. Probably, like I've already spoken about this, but probably one of the most common things I do to help the entire body out are make orthotics for people, regardless of if they have significant pain or not, because I've had patients tell me that, they'd suffered with really bad knee pain, really bad hip pain, and then they get the orthotics in there, and the orthotics, when you step down on your heel, that's the start of the whole gait cycle, right? That's the whole start of the whole biomechanical cycle. You get the orthotics, straighten everything out, and then all of a sudden their knees don't hurt anymore, their hips don't hurt anymore, lower back doesn't hurt anymore because everything starts on the foot. So.
And when you talk about the biomechanics side, are you talking about the person's walking gait or running gait?
Person walking gait, running gait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
So who are orthotics for?
So they're for you if you have a flat foot. So 80% of the population has some degree of flat feet. Okay. Or if you have a really high arch foot. So 10% of people have a high arch foot.
That's
so
me.
Yeah. So if you have either one of those, so there's really, it's kind of funny, only 10% of people have what's known as a rectus foot type or a normal foot type. So I don't know how that's considered normal if only 10% of people have it, but that's
go figure.
Yeah, go figure, right? But yeah, I mean, if you're one of the 90% of people that have either high arch or flat feet, getting an orthotic in, especially if you're younger, could potentially save you from surgery when you're older. Because a lot of issues that develop when you're in your 50s and 60s spur from the type of foot that you have. So a lot of the bunions, surgeries and stuff like that can be prevented. Plantar fascia surgery can be prevented. The nerve entrapments, all that can be prevented if you get your feet straightened out. And the easiest way to get them straightened out is by getting, either a custom, or if your insurance covers it, 100% custom, or a medical grade pair of orthotics. We worked with the lab that we send our custom orthotics to. We worked with them. We have a really nice medical grade orthotics that we sell here for a very reasonable price. That is way better than anything you can get either online or at the stores. So
it's great to be able to have that connection and that hookup, so to speak, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So clearly, you know your stuff, and you know what you're doing, and you've been helping people in the community for a significant amount of time, and and I've seen you do your work. So it's wonderful. I guess from health professional to health professional, what I'm curious about is the why. Like, what drives you to do what you do?
I like helping people out, getting them back on their feet. And
pun intended, right?
Yeah, pun intended, right? No, seriously. Just making an impact in their lives. It's a lot of the stuff I see people for, I do myself, and when somebody can't function the way they want to because of their foot, ankle, or leg, I like being able to be the guy that helps them out to get them back to where they want to be. Yeah,
very admirable, man. And again, you're doing great stuff, and I love what you do, and I'm looking forward to being able to send people your way.
Awesome. Likewise. Likewise.
Because I think it's so important that you have to have healthy feet. Because without healthy feet, you're no good to no one. You can't do anything. So
of course.
So that's really cool. I want to ask before we head out, and again, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Just educating our viewers
100%,
here.
Yeah.
How can someone find you? How do they reach out to you?
Well. So our office is located on the corner of Holcomb Bridge and Warsaw. There's a few ways. You can walk in and I'll see you the same day. It just might take a little bit of time. Just get paperwork filled out. You can make an appointment through our website. So Ankle and Foot Centers of Georgia. If you click on the Roswell location, or you could Google my name, Dr. Richard Kaufman, and I'm the guy who will pop up. Our number is 770-992-9980. Call that number. You can make an appointment. I could see you most of the time same day, definitely within 2 days. So
Yeah, no, that's great. I think 2 days, that's a very fair window for someone who's having some issues with their feet. Being able to be seen by someone of your caliber to help them with that. So again, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
All right, so you've just been watching Fit to the Max TV, and remember, you can be fit to the max, spiritually, mentally, and physically strong. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Peace.